kids, what's going on? Welcome back to our series called Christmas Stars, where we are learning about some of the stars of the very first Christmas. Each character teaches us important truths. Before we get into that, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen someone throw a big, huge temper tantrum because they asked for something for Christmas and they ended up not getting it? There's a word for that kind of attitude. Any guesses on what that word is? Any? No? Those are good guesses, but the word used to describe that type of attitude is selfishness. We are going to talk about that more a little bit later, but right now, let's check out this video.
Gets fed. What? No, not read. Fed, as in feed the donkey. Why on earth would I want you to paint a donkey red? Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend Holly. Holly Wood. You remember, future movie director. But right now, I'm working in the community theater directing a stage play all about Christmas. Really? Are you sure? That's my stage manager. She loves to interrupt me, but it's usually for a good reason. In this case, it is a very good reason. You see, the scene we're casting today is full of royalty. It's the scene with King Herod from the Christmas story. Can you believe that? I get to have a king in my play. I'll bet he's regal and royal and selfish? What are you talking about? King Herod could not have been selfish. Kings are supposed to look out for their subjects. They're supposed to sacrifice their own desires for others. Really? King Herod was nothing like that? Well, I wonder how in the world he got into the Christmas story if King Herod wasn't a very good person. So, is there anything else we should know about King Herod? He was mean, too? I'm not so sure about that. The only way to know for sure is to consult the script for this play, the Bible. Let's find out. Let's see, King Herod. I see. Oh my. Whoa, wow. It's definitely true. King Herod did not make very good decisions when it came to baby Jesus. That is exactly what I was going to say. You're going to learn all about King Herod in your lesson today. You're going to learn just how bad things turn out when you live your life in a selfish way. You see, Christmas should not be all about me, me, me. Christmas should always be about... Yes, that's right. Christmas is about Jesus. So, I guess I better let you get to it. My name is Hollywood, and I'll see you next time as we learn from another one of the Christmas stars. Bye-bye. Cut!
Selfishness is never good. We're going to learn about a guy in the story of the very first Christmas who had a big problem with being selfish. You will learn all about how we can avoid being selfish. Instead, focus on what matters most. But right now, it's time to find out what you gotta know.
What you gotta know? What you gotta know?
Hey there, cool cats. It's me, Peggy Sue, and I'm here to tell you guys what you gotta know. Today, we're learning that we must not focus on ourselves at Christmas. So, every time today somebody asks you what you gotta know, you tell them. It's not about me, it's about him. I just love Christmas. For me, it's all about the lights, the tinsel, and rocking around the Christmas tree. Oh golly, I'm just feeling so holly jolly. Well, that stuff is quite fun, all right, but it's not really what the Christmas season is all about. Oh, well that's just lousy to hear. What about all the nifty gifts people give me? No way, Dolly. It's all about Jesus. So, every time today somebody asks you what you gotta know, You tell him. It's not about me, it's about him. And that is what you gotta know. I'm Peggy Sue saying, see you later, alligator.
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas! It's me, Christmas Carl, and I'm here at Take-O Bill's. It's my favorite restaurant, especially during Christmas time. The problem is, I'm always getting things mixed up with people's order, and I'm always getting things mixed up with the power verse too. So, I'm gonna need your help getting it unscrambled. Let's take a look, y'all. Don't be humble. Don't try to impress others. Be selfish, thinking of others as better than yourselves. 2-3 Philippians. See, I told y'all this was mixed up. Kind of like the time I pressed the wrong buttons on the cash register and someone's order came out as a chimney changa. It was mostly ashes from a fireplace. It wasn't good and it ain't funny. I gotta stop mixing stuff up, especially the power verse. You'll help me get this thing straightened out. Here we go. Don't be humble. Don't try to impress others. Well, wait a hot second. That ain't right. Don't be humble. That sounds like terrible advice. I don't think that's what the verse is supposed to say. Let's move over the word humble. Be selfish, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Uh-oh. That's not what it means to be selfish, and I don't think we should be selfish anyway. Should we move the word selfish over? Yep, good idea. Now, it's found in 2-3 Philippians. Hang on, something ain't right about that scripture reference. What do you think it is? That's right, it's backwards. Let's swap the book of the Bible and the numbers. All right, from the top. Don't be blank. Well, we know it's not don't be humble, so what should we put there? Yep, don't be selfish. Which means only one thing can go in the last blank. What is it? Yep, let's put in the word humble. Woo, that's it. That's the whole enchilada. Let's try saying it all together now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Hot dog! Now, let's make sure we can remember it so we don't mix it up in our brains later on. Let's read it one more time together on the count of 3. Stand with me and say it loud. 1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Great job, boys and girls. Now I have got to get back to the register. We just added a hot new menu item for Christmas. The Crispy Kringle. It's gonna be a good time, so get you some. This is Carl from Take-O Bill saying bye-bye, y'all.
Today's Bible story is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verses 1 through 18. This part of the Christmas story focuses on a Christmas star that you may not have ever really heard about. He's not talked about much when the Christmas story is told and retold. His name is King Herod. King Herod was the king of Judea, which is where most of the Jews lived. By this time, he was old and very sick. He was not very good at all at being king or very kind. He was really selfish, always looking out for himself, and he didn't treat people very fairly. Rather than being a king that ruled because the people respected and honored him, he was a king that ruled over his people by making them afraid of him. Oh no. One day, King Herod got a visit from 3 wise men who came a long distance. These wise men arrived in Jerusalem and went straight to the palace of Herod. They asked him, "Where is the new king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose in the east, and we have come to worship him." King Herod was confused. After all, he was the king of the Jewish people. Who could these wise men be talking about? Herod asked some of his priests and philosophers, and they gave him the answer. The new king who these wise men were talking about was going to be the Messiah, the one who God was sending to save the world from their sins. Herod was angry. He was not excited at all about the possibility of losing his throne to a new little baby. So King Herod made a selfish plan. This is what he did. He told the wise men, "Go to Bethlehem, then come back and tell me where the new king is staying. I want to go worship him." The truth is, King Herod had no plans to worship Jesus. Herod was hoping the wise men would come to tell him where Jesus was, so that he could actually send soldiers to kill the new king of the Jews. Herod selfishly wanted to hold on to the power for himself. He didn't care a thing about Jesus. All he cared about was himself. The wise men left Herod and traveled until they arrived at the home where Jesus was staying in Bethlehem. After they had presented their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Jesus, they decided to return home, not going to King Herod, not telling him about Jesus, completely avoiding him. They made King Herod very angry when he found this out, though. So he ordered his soldiers to go and kill every baby boy that was under the age of 2 in that area. But God spoke to Joseph and Mary and warned them to leave town before the soldiers arrived. Jesus was safe and sound, and so was his family, away from the selfish King Herod. Today, you're going to learn more about this and how selfishness can cause all sorts of problems that you don't want to have.
The story of Christmas. Jesus and the wise men. This is Jesus. Booyah! Jesus is the Son of God who would grow up to do amazing things. His parents on earth were Mary and Joseph.
Heyo.
Jesus was born in a barn because there was no room for him anywhere else in Bethlehem. Bethlehem was part of Judea, an area that was ruled by a king named Herod. King Herod was in Jerusalem when some wise men from eastern lands arrived in Jerusalem asking,
Excuse me.
"Where is the newborn king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose and we have come to worship him." When Herod heard that there was another king born in Judea, he was very upset, as was everyone else in Jerusalem.
Yeah. Not you.
So Herod called all the important priests and Jews together and asked them where this king was supposed to be born. The Jews knew that their king would eventually come, and it was always told to them that the king of the Jews, the savior of the world, would be born in Bethlehem. So they told that to King Herod. Then King Herod thought of a way to trick the wise men. So he called a private meeting with them and learned from them when the king of the Jews' star first appeared.
Oh, good.
And then King Herod told the wise men, "Go to Bethlehem and search carefully for the child, and when you find him, come back and tell me, so that I can go and worship him too."
Okay. Hey, on your way.
But secretly, Herod wanted to know where the king of the Jews was so he could get rid of him. So the wise men went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where Jesus was, and the wise men were filled with joy.
Woohoo!
They went into the house and saw Mary and Jesus.
Hello. Oh, look. Wow.
And they bowed down and worshiped Jesus.
Wait.
They gave him special gifts fit for the king that he was: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then God warned them in a dream to not go home through Jerusalem, where King Herod was, but God told them to go home a different way. So they did. And then an angel appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up." The angel told Joseph to go to Egypt with Mary and Jesus because Herod was looking to kill Jesus. That very night, Joseph left for Egypt with Jesus and Mary. They stayed in Egypt until Herod was gone, and it was safe for them to go home to Israel. When they returned, an angel warned them about the new ruler of Judea, who was Herod's son.
This way.
So Joseph and his family went to the region of Galilee and found their new home in the town of Nazareth.
Look good?
Yep.
We'll take it.
Where Jesus would grow up and eventually do all the amazing things God had planned for him to do.
Oh my goodness, everyone. You guys, I can't believe it. It came, it really came. This is the most important thing in the world. This gift, I mean, it's really what Christmas is all about. Honestly, I have waited and waited and waited for this to arrive, and it's finally here. Do you guys want me to open it so you can see what it is? Well, I think that is a great idea. After all, it's what Christmas is all about. I want to show you right now. Oh, look, it says me. You know what? You're right, Christmas is most certainly not about me, but the attitude that I just had is what many people, even kids, have about Christmas. Many people make their list of toys and electronics that they want for Christmas. They give that list to their parents and grandparents. They expect to get every single thing they ask for. And when it doesn't always happen, they get mad. Boys and girls, when you are that focused on yourself, it's called being selfish. It's like the king we learned about in our Bible story today.
Herod was completely focused on himself. King Herod didn't even think about anyone but himself when the wise men told him about Jesus being born. It's so sad. The Savior of the world was being born into the country, and the only thing Herod could think about was, is this baby the Messiah that'll grow up and take the throne away from me? I want to be the king. Me. Herod was way too focused on himself, just like many others during Christmas time. Too often, we only think about ourselves and the presents we will get, or the food we will eat, and the stuff we will do. We don't even take a moment to focus on Jesus, the reason for the season of Christmas. Herod focused completely on himself. And because of that,
Herod missed out on knowing Jesus. How sad that Herod let his selfishness cause him to miss out on ever knowing Jesus. Herod was so selfish that he tried to have Jesus killed. He sent soldiers to go and kill all the boys that were under 2 years of age in Bethlehem. Isn't that so sad? His selfishness led him to commit such a horrible act. Not only did Herod commit this horrible act, but he also caused Joseph and Mary to flee Bethlehem and move to the land of Egypt so that they would be safe from Herod and his selfish behavior. Herod could have welcomed Jesus into his palace. Herod could have let Jesus eat at his table. Herod could have listened to Jesus and learned from the Son of God. Instead, Herod let his selfishness destroy his chances of ever meeting Jesus. It's such a sad thing that selfishness does to people. We need to learn a very important lesson from this part of our Christmas story. By learning about Herod's life, we need to learn and remember to stay away from selfishness, and we need to never think that Christmas is all about me. In fact, we need to say and believe today,
Christmas is not about me. It's about Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season. So let's decide that we will not focus on what we can receive or what we can experience. Let's decide to destroy selfishness in our lives. Let's focus on giving rather than receiving. Let's focus on Jesus rather than ourselves. After all, Christmas is not about me, it's about Jesus.
Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3.
Hello, welcome to the Rewind Review. I am Miss Danielle, and I am here with Mr. Josh and Mr. Devontae, and they are going to compete in the Rewind Review. And I want you guys to be doing it along with us to see if you can beat them. All right, let's go. So our first question is, what you gotta know today?
Christmas is not about me, it's about him.
That is pretty much it. He did add Christmas.
Oh.
It's not about me, it's about him. But he was close. We'll give you a point.
Thank you.
All right, number 2. What is the name of the star in our Bible lesson today?
King Herod.
Correct.
I was gonna say Jesus.
Okay. Jesus is a great star, but today in our lesson wasn't. Okay, number 3. Who paid Herod a visit to ask where the new king had been born?
The wise men.
How many wise men were there?
I'm sorry.
We don't know, the Bible doesn't say.
No,
3.
but
14. 7?
today we were talking about 3.
Yes.
So we're just gonna say it was 3
3
wise men. Okay, now, number 4. What did Herod tell the wise men to do once they found Jesus?
To come back and let him know so like he could worship them too.
Yep, exactly. Okay, number 5. Who did Herod send his soldiers to kill?
The baby.
No. Guys, do you know,
Jesus.
no. Okay, I think I heard it.
Oh?
Yep, you got it. He sent all of his soldiers to kill the boys or the babies that were under the age of 2, which was really sad.
Yeah.
Many babies.
Super sad. Yep. Okay, now we're gonna go to our next one, which is fill in the blanks. According to our lesson today, Herod was completely blank on himself.
Focused?
Yes, Herod was completely focused on himself. All right, number 7. According to our lesson today, Herod missed out on knowing blank. Wow, let's see who gets it first.
On knowing God. Jesus Christ.
God. So, Herod missed out on knowing God because he was focused on other things.
Of course.
According to our lesson today, Christmas is not about blank. I'm not done. Christmas is not about blank. It's about Jesus.
It's not about me.
Yes, but it's about Jesus. Awesome. Okay, did Herod oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Did Herod succeed in killing Jesus?
No.
No, that was kind of fast, but we'll give it to him. All right, last but not least, where was our power verse found?
I don't know.
Philippians
Yep, Philippians.
4:19.
No.
2:3.
2-3. Mr. Josh got it. Awesome. Great job. I hope you guys did a great job too. I bet you might have won. We'll see. You gotta let us know next time. All right, bye.
Christmas, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about Jesus. Remember that today and continue in this series and the season of Christmas to think of others, show kindness to them, and also ultimately remind them the reason for this season, and that is Jesus. See you next time.